Hello, Slippin here, and today we're trying out Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid is an isometric zombie survival role-playing game by developer Indie Stone. Zomboid's RuneScape-like graphics may lead you to believe that the gameplay is simple, but this couldn't be more wrong. Surviving in Project Zomboid requires overclocking your brain to solve advanced NASA-tier problems, like what temperature do I cook this dead rat at to avoid food poisoning. To succeed, you need to consider everything. Left your food unrefrigerated? Dead. Broke into a house for supplies, but you forgot to clear the broken glass from the window, and now you've cut yourself like an idiot? Dead. Survival is a constant challenge and requires you to not only keep on your toes, but to be adaptable as time goes on. Before loading into the game, you're asked to pick an occupation which dictates your strengths and weaknesses. For example, if you choose to be a veteran, you'll be extremely proficient with all things guns. But the game requires you to offset the positive stat boost by selecting negative traits, such as being a slow driver, being less lucky with the loot you find, or being short-sighted, which lowers the distance at which you can spot zombies from. Basically, the more OP you want to be in a certain area, the more you have to balance it with something that you're bad at. My character, Randy Tumble, is a farmer. Now, I didn't know much about the game going in, other than a few facts like how the seasons progress in your playthrough, and once the power goes out a couple of weeks in, a lot of the lootable food will start to spoil. The map will also begin to physically change as the wilderness reclaims the cities. Trees will start spreading into cities, grass will grow over roads, etc, etc. Therefore, I wanted to ensure a forward-thinking, sustainable, and disruptive market approach in order to survive the long road ahead. My main goal became to grow an absolute shit ton of crops, capable of sustaining me indefinitely. With the farmer stat, you begin the game with 3 points in farming, as well as instantly knowing the recipe to make insecticide and mildew spray, which can be used to stave off the various diseases your crops can contract. But maybe I was looking too far ahead. The game literally starts out by telling you that you're going to die. So as a first time player, maybe I was being too optimistic by expecting it to make it past my first week. Going into the game with absolutely zero clue how to survive, I didn't like my chances. In fact, Randy wasn't my first character I made. I had originally tried to collect some decent footage with a few different characters, but ended up dying in a range of dumb ways. It wasn't until I made the Chad Randy that I actually passed the first few days. My first character died just 12 hours in, as I was too distracted listening to an Only Players compilation to notice the zombie quietly sneaking up on me.
This little fella's really peeving me there.
That joke's done, cut that out. Bleep that. Guys, if you'd like...
My series of dismal fucking failures continued with an array of stupid deaths, ranging from tripping over a fence to sheer bad luck. I've spawned inside a horde of zombies 3 times now, in a row. But I wasn't going to let my failures deter me, because with failure comes learning. After around 10 deaths and a lot of time spent reading through Wikipedia, I was finally able to make it past the first few days without becoming zombie food. Which takes us back to Randy. I set his occupation, sorted out his drip, and spawned him inside a random fucking kitchen. And for some reason decided that my top priority was to read a book on mechanics. I can't tell you why I thought this was an important thing to do, but I did it anyway. Okay, I'm gonna grab the food in here and head outside. Oh shit! In a rush to escape, I cut my left hand while climbing through the broken window of my neighbor's house.
I need a medic bag!
But made some bandages out of an old t-shirt I found. I also found a fancy new jacket, and then went to the bathroom to drink some water. Additionally, I found some eye makeup, which of course I used to make some cool battle paint on my face. Alright, next priority is probably going to be grabbing some food. Jesus. Unable to find food, I headed out the house, punked a zombie, phased through a fence, applied some fresh bandages to my wounds, and made my way to the coast, where I hoped I might find something to snack on. Okay, I'm just gonna run past this guy and check in here, and then just kill him when I head out. Oh, for God's sake. See, I'm kind of screwed here because the floor is only 1 tile wide, so I can't really run around him. I'm just gonna have to chance it. There we go. Based. Now, well away from civilization, I looked for a quiet house to turn into my temporary base. Oh, here we go. This looks nice. Door's locked. I'm gonna have to just break through the window, find some clothes inside, bandage myself with. I am feeling a little bit thirsty though, so I'm gonna drink some milk now, and hopefully I should be fine. Perfect. I was in luck, as the kitchen was well stocked with food. Relieved that I'd staved off dying from starvation for a little while longer, I headed to the bedroom and made some fresh bandages from the clothes I'd found earlier. After noticing some strange sounds coming from the bathroom, I used the saucepan I had found in the kitchen cupboard to bonk the head of my unwanted house guest. I took a much needed nap, and when I woke, I used my saucepan to smash out the broken glass still stuck in the window frame. After a quick bite to eat, I popped out to explore the neighborhood. Oh god, there's actually quite a few zombies around here. The smart thing to do would have been to run and lead them away from my house, but with nothing but my pen, I took on the entire horde. A risky move indeed, but luckily, I survived. I re-energized my tired body with some victory mac and cheese and headed back out, up in this direction this time, only to find wheat. Lots and lots of wheat. I could only imagine all the delicious bread I could make, if only the crops weren't completely rotten. However, they say that every cloud has a silver lining. This is clearly not true. There was literally no upside to the scenario, beyond the sliver of motivation it gave me to get my own crops grown. Can he see me? I think he sees me. Alright, close the door. It's a problem for another time. I really need sleep. Oh, for God's sake. Alright, let's take him outside. While I'm at it, I might as well grab the other zombie too. The next morning I made it my goal to add as much as possible to my food storage and took a trip to the neighbour's house to see what they had. Okay, we've got a few zombies, it's not much of a problem. As long as more don't start coming in. Okay, I found the antidepressants. Great, gonna need those. I rinsed the house for all it was worth and proceeded on to the next, where I found a ton of food. With enough food to last me a week or two, I took it back home, dumped it in the fridge, had a nap, and then washed myself and all my clothes, along with the dirty bandages I had been using to treat my wounds. I'm gonna do some rearranging. I don't know why, I just feel like I need some more space in the kitchen in case any more zombies decide to slither through my fucking windows. Alright, seed time. Ideally, I want to find a few different types of seeds, like some cabbages, carrots, whatever options there are. But even if I just get 1 or 2 packs, that'll be fine. I'm feeling a bit hot, so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take off the jacket. Sad times. Not too long into my journey, I got lucky by finding some fertilizer, and also some cabbage seeds. Based. Unfortunately though, despite a long search, these would be the first and last seeds I would find. But that's okay, I could work with what I had. Okay, how many crops can I plant with these? It's not like me plant them. What? Oh, for God's sake. I need to open the packets first. God, this game is going to make me absolutely lose it. Okay, plant the seeds. Lovely. I have heard that if your crops get a disease, you can stop the spread by leaving a 1 tile gap between each. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I'm extra careful when I grow these first few, and I'm going to sort of, you know, space them out. Okay, cool. So I can use this packet a few times before it runs out. Very nice. There was just one small problem. In my eagerness to grow some crops, I hadn't considered how I'd water them. I rushed to the kitchen where all I found was a small tumbler glass. Now I could have checked the neighbours' houses for some containers to fill with water, but I decided to play it a little too safe by ferrying water from my sink to the crops, using nothing but the single whiskey glass and some sheer, unstoppable willpower. This took a little while, but my efforts paid off as my crops went from thirsty to fine to... God, that was absolutely excruciating. But I had afforded myself some free time to go and finish my mechanics book after I was rudely interrupted by the zombies earlier. After my bedtime story, I went to the kitchen for some warm milk and then headed back to bed before exiting the game for the night. This would prove to be my greatest mistake. As I unplugged from the gaming matrix and returned to my real life the next day, my epic gamer meter TM was slowly draining. When I did finally get a chance to return to Project Zomboid the next evening, I had clearly grown too soft and complacent from the real world, as not even a few minutes into my next session, I completely dropped the ball by allowing myself to get bitten while trying to enter a 1991 Honda Civic sedan. But we're not going to let this be the end of Old Randy. We're going to get this farm started. And please, for the love of God, give me some advice in the comments. I have no clue what I'm doing.